So my name is Diane Turnham. I am Deputy AD. You know, it's hard to believe, but no, there weren't a lot of opportunities. So I got this love for the sport of basketball and didn't really have an opportunity to play at all until it got to junior high, and made the team, and I was excited, but I had a lot to learn. And then moved on to high school, and there were very few sports for us to play. Basketball was one of the predominant sports. There was no tennis, there was no track, there was no volleyball. So really, if you wanted to play a sport, it was basketball. You know, just thinking about facilities and equal times to practice, to have a facility to practice in, to have the same number of coaches to help you learn your sport, to have a trainer that if you're hurt you can go to have academic tutors for men and women. So those were just differences that a lot of people don't think about that made a huge difference in preparing all of our athletes to compete at the same level. While I never grew up saying, I think I want to be an athletic administrator one day, middle brought me here, and the position I was put in led me to the career I'm in now, and I would not take anything for that because I'm proud of the things that we've done. We're far from perfect, and we still have a lot of things we'd like to do with our female sports, but knowing where we came from and where we are now, I'm very proud of that. First of all, I was the only full-time assistant for women's basketball. The men had 3. They all made at least double, if not more than I did, and they coached one sport. And as you know, when I got here, I was kindly told that I was going to coach 2 sports. And that was hard, I cannot lie. Not only did my volleyball team not have what male programs had, they didn't even have what the women's basketball team had. So I coached 2 sports that weren't even equal, and they were both female sports. So my goal was to get my volleyball team up to a level of the other female sports who really didn't have everything that a lot of our male sports had at the time. And so when you see that day after day, you think, we've got to do something, we got to make a change. And well, number one, we got uniforms. When I came, Larry Joe was big into flash, and so we had flashy uniforms in women's basketball. We probably had 2, if not 3 sets. I couldn't even find one for volleyball. My first year, I'm embarrassed to say, we played in t-shirts and shorts, which is not really volleyball apparel, but that was all the money I had, and that was all I could afford. You know, call me crazy, but the first pair of biking shorts I bought, and then bun huggers that I bought, I felt like we've arrived. We're a real volleyball team because our uniforms unfortunately look very different than some of the other teams we were playing. There's no way I could afford a jacket after I got them 2 sets of uniforms and shoes and some knee pads. So we literally sold donuts in the grill to buy ourselves a jacket, and I probably still have that jacket somewhere because I was so proud of it because my kids worked for it and they earned it, and I didn't want them to have to earn everything. While I think it makes you appreciate it more, I wanted them to be able to outfit the team without having to do extra. When we traveled in volleyball, I had to get my chauffeur's license so that I could drive the minibus. It was that or a van. But when you think about it, I got my team up, I got them fed breakfast, we took off on the road, I'm driving, they're in the back taking a nap probably or doing a little studying. I stop, I get them lunch, we go on to our next stop, which is the gym. I've not had a chance to rest yet. I coach the game, we feed them dinner, we start home, and they're all back in the bus ready to go to sleep. And I haven't had a moment's to rest because I had no assistant, so there was nobody else to let drive. And so that's a big area that our athletes today don't realize. They all have their own personal trainer for a team. Back then, we were lucky if we got the attention of a student trainer who probably didn't know that much. And I traveled, my first several years, I traveled without a trainer on the road. And I gotta tell you, when they're looking at me for a tape job, that got a little scary because I was not really qualified, but we did it. We did whatever it took for us to play and to compete. When we got budgets increased and similar That was exciting. When we got recruiting monies for both men and women's sports, that was exciting. But I'm so thankful now that all of our men's and women's sports travel in an equal manner. They eat in the same type of restaurants. They stay in the same quality of hotels. There was great opposition at the time because they thought we were going to take away money from the men's sports, and oh my goodness, that can't happen. But no, there were special allotments made and adjustments made so that we could do both. And I think that's the thing I'm most proud of, especially here at Middle Tennessee, is that we've worked really hard to fund our women's programs. You see other schools who cut male sports to add women's sports, but really you should fund all of your sports at a level that they can function competitively. And so I think that's one of the things I'm most proud of here at Middle Tennessee State, is that we got all of our teams to the NCAA maximum for scholarships, and we got them coaches, and we also got them equal scholarship dollars. And let's face it, there's a lot of young women who have college degrees and now have thriving businesses that might not have ever had that opportunity had they not been able to obtain a scholarship. I'm old-fashioned. I believe that we do a lot of great things, and the first thing we do is that we provide scholarships that then turn into diplomas for men and women, and I'm so thankful that women now have that opportunity to get their education and to excel and to shine in their chosen profession. You know, I'm thankful that most of our athletes today don't know what we're talking about when we talk about Title IX. They appreciate it, I'm sure, or think they do, but they never experience not having the right kind of equipment, or having to purchase their own equipment, or finding their own ride to a ball game, coaching themselves. And so I'm proud of the fact that our athletes don't completely understand what Title IX is. They appreciate it, but they have certainly not ever felt the squeeze of a budgeted dollar, because we've worked really hard to get equal, and it may not be dollar for dollar, but for sport it's equitable, and you can do a lot of the same things, and that is the intent behind the regulation, and I think a lot of people do that very well today, and I'm proud of the fact that I think we do it well at Middle.